Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Refined Lad. Make sure that you like the video, you subscribe. I try to release videos weekly. I say try because the last month I kind of disappeared. Just so to inform you guys, I had midterms for massage school. And on top of that, I was doing a full-on internship out in Wyoming. And I actually had some time aside in that time frame to go hiking in the Rockies. But I was out there for an internship, learning more ways to instill protocol for our business, as well as getting certified for some more muscle testing, nutritional kinesiology, applied kinesiology, that kind of thing. But without further ado, what I want to talk to you guys about is something very prevalent that I have been noticing. And it is the lack of integrity, in men especially, but women can have it too. Okay, so what we're going to discuss here is how integrity plays such a critical role in a man's life, but how people with integrity lead, people with integrity build, people with integrity encourage. So the word integrity derives from the Latin term integritatem. And what that represents is wholeness, soundness. So in essence, integrity, the root word for integrity is a purity, a blamelessness, okay? When you hear the word integrity, what do you think of? Because it's very similar to the word, when I was creating this channel, when I was creating The Refined Lad right here, I focused so carefully, I took some time, I prayed about it, because I didn't want to be just another one of those channels, right? I didn't want to be just another channel where it's just a guy spitting game, or a guy telling you to get dressed, and he names it the Man Channel, the Alpha Man Channel, the Red Pill Channel. I don't want to put myself into a box, because what I believe does not line up with a lot of the things that are being pushed in society today. So I thought to myself, something with congruency. Well, congruency is very similar to integrity. It is being able to deliver. There's a quote by C.S. Lewis, and for those of you who don't know, he wrote the Screw Tape Letters. He wrote the entire series for Chronicles of Narnia. He was just like J.R.R. Tolkien, who created this land, this fantasy land, right, and all these different characters to serve as a symbolism or an analogy of what is transpiring in our world. And J.R.R. Tolkien was the writer for the Lord of the Rings series, for The Hobbit, The Silmarillion, all those things. So there's a little bit of English literature reference for you. But integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. So a lot of us can remember when we're little, right? So let's take the most simple example. You're 3 years old and you're visiting your grandma. She leaves the room, but she has a giant cookie jar that you really want. Now, you know you're not supposed to have sugar, but she left the room. So you snag a couple cookies, you eat them. She comes back in the room and notices later on that they might be missing when she tries to give you some because she didn't think you had any, or that you didn't steal any, right? So you look at her and she says, I'm missing 3 cookies, do you know where they went? And you look at her as a little kid and go, no, I haven't seen 3 cookies. And she knows that you're lying, but this is a really simple example to describe integrity, because this starts when we're little, okay? So as a man, integrity is being able to follow on my principles, and in general refers to a moral foundation, okay? So integrity is principles that I follow based on my own moral foundation. We all know that morality is really something that's nearly non-existent in today's society. You could turn on the news, you can look literally anywhere. A lot of people have issues with morals now. Having integrity also means that you have a clear conscience. So that's somebody who is aware of what they're doing. It's another way to say a clean conscience, right? Knowing what you're doing and choosing not to do the wrong things. Criminals do not have a clear conscience. They have a tainted or seared conscience, as some texts will refer to. So integrity is knowing what is right or wrong and is determined by moral understanding. Now where this plays into being a man, and I guess this could refer to women as well, is that when a man has integrity, he maintains the consistency of what he says, does, and even thinks to himself. If I myself make you a promise, I feel that burden, right? If I myself make you a promise, something that weighs on me is sometimes I can't deliver on the fact that I'm going to release videos weekly. And you guys may or may not care, or some people might really. I have a lot of people that look forward to these videos, and so I feel a sense of, well, I did say that and I didn't deliver on it. So this is me being transparent to say, hey, I had a lot of craziness happen. Hey, life happens. Hey, but I try my hardest. I do my very best to deliver on what I say that I'm going to do. Irregardless of what other people are saying or trying to push on me, that puts me into some type of a moral dilemma that I do not want to be in, I remain firm in my belief. I remain firm in my beliefs. Here's the deal, folks. If I have a house, if I built a literal house with my hands, okay? Carpeting, everything. I do the architecture, I do the engineering, I do the designing, you name it. And we just think about this beautiful house, all right? It's created. It's finished. But one day I let somebody who I know is an arsonist come into my house while I'm gone. I decide to go fishing. So you know what, neighbor? Yeah, go ahead. You can borrow something in my house. What are the results? What do you think is actually going to happen? That person is going to literally burn down my house, or they're going to steal the valuables inside it. So literally everything that I built from the ground up, everything that I represent, that I am, that makes up who Ari is, I've now compromised all those values, all those ideals, all the lessons, all the history, everything that embodies me, I've now compromised on and let somebody come in the way, tearing everything down that I built up. A little side tangent. This is a big deal for people who understand generational wealth and a generational legacy. They're scared that they're going to have grandkids that are not going to value what they do, and they're just going to spend the money, right? They're just going to let a family business die and go into the ground. So, as you can see, a lack of integrity is a very crucial thing in a man's life. And a part of this is selflessness, okay? A huge part of this is selflessness. Because rather than what Ari wants, I'm seeing what others need. I'm seeing the help that I can give. I'm lending a hand, because that's what a man does. When somebody is in trouble, and it isn't, like somebody who usually takes advantage of you or does things. That's not what I'm talking about. When somebody is in dire need of your help, if they need your assistance, and you go, yeah, that just doesn't work for me. You're sending the message that whatever you have to do is more important than what others have to do. And this is an issue. This is a gripe that I have. A lot of us got exposed to the red pill space, either after a breakup, or we're trying to do self-improvement, or we're near suicide. And we learn about these things, but it almost becomes me, 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 me. And it isn't even an almost. It eventually becomes that. It becomes a form of idolization. I idolize myself because I'm the prize, which is true. I am the prize. But to discount other people and say, no, you're not important. You know what, bro? Screw her. I don't need her. Talk to the next one. I need my validation. Talk to the next one. Oh, you need my help? Nah, I gotta protect my energy, bro. These are sayings that we are telling ourselves. And really, it's creating this jaded view of who we were meant to be as men. And a person like me, for those of you who know my story, you can go to my testimony if that's something that resonates with you. If not, it's not an issue. But for a number of years, I had such an issue apologizing for things. I always had to get the last word in. I had to get the argument. I had to argue. These are not masculine things. This was feminine behavior coming from me. And I had to stop it. So as I'm starting to do the self-improvement, I'm starting to do the mirror work, I'm starting to do the journaling, you name it, podcasts, praying, whatever you want to call it. I'm starting to do all these things, and I come to the realization that, wow, Ari, you really aren't everything that there is in the world. There's people that need your help just as much as you need them. It isn't about me, 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 me. And so that integrity is being able to set aside what I want and admit that I've messed up. Being able to admit that I was wrong. Being able to apologize. How many men do you know that can actively apologize and genuinely mean it? This is exactly what I mean. This is another part of integrity. This is a byproduct of integrity. We would have less issues in the world if men were more intentional with what they wanted. A lack of integrity gets you in the friend zone, okay? You want to talk game, let's talk game. If I'm having the expectations, if I'm projecting the expectations that a woman is going to meet up with me, that she has the same interest level that I do, but she may genuinely just see you as a friend or a beta male provider, whatever you want to call it, you might be expecting all these things, again, because you're projecting them. But if you never directly stated your intentions, like if you never flirted with this girl and let her know, like, hey, I'm interested in you, then obviously she's going to treat you like a pen pal. I mean, there's also the possibility that she genuinely doesn't like you, but a lot of guys drop the ball because they don't let their intentions be known up front. And so what does this world bring us? It brings us a lot of people who do not let out their intentions. A lot of people who are living in false integrity. A lot of people who are compromised. And this all falls back, the video I did on soul ties, like, it's so difficult to see certain people's agenda finally being pushed into our society and us just totally unaware of what is going on behind the scenes. The fact that people get to speak out and encourage just sleeping around with multiple people and not establishing a real connection as a way to get back at feminism or vice versa literally feeds into what certain individuals in the government are trying to push. So rather than us combating, rather than us becoming free individuals, we're feeding into the lie. And the lie is that we can just do whatever we want and have no consequences because it's all about individuality. It's all about me. It's a me culture. If you want to be a man with genuine integrity, you're going to take your pride, you're going to move your pride to the side, you're going to take your ego, you're going to move your ego to the side, and you're going to say, this is who I am, okay? I embody these values. I embody these virtues. So if that's not something you're rocking with, that's fine. I'll go somewhere else. But I will never compromise. I will never give up who I am as an individual, either for a piece of cat, for money, for fame, because it is the downfall of every man. You want to talk about vices? All these ideologies that are pushing men. Oh, success is this. Success is having Lamborghinis. Success is banging women. Success is being able to have a penthouse. You're being sold a dream. You're being sold a dream in a bucket of lies. Because you will never find true gratification in that. And if you have to compromise who you are as an individual, if you have to compromise your integrity to get there, then it was all based on a lie. And it was never the real you to begin with. I'm going to end it with this. A man who has integrity is humble. Not only is he willing to admit when he makes mistakes, but he's willing to learn from them. A lot of these cocky guys that push the pickup artist community and all this BS, they're only out for themselves. And they're going to take you down with them. I've had a lot of people in my life go behind my back. Friends, family, you name it. Even recently I had a situation, and I had to think to myself, how would a man handle this? I could be a hothead. Let's fight him. Let's solve this with confrontation. Or I can protect my energy and choose to close off that door. And choose not to associate with those people and limit the exposure that I have with them. Because no matter what I'm doing, being a man of integrity, you do what you want, alright? But don't come knocking on my door when all this backfires on you. The people who go behind your back, yeah, they're snakes, man. I understand, but you can't let your body, mind, soul, and spirit get jaded as a result of the hurts and wounds and offenses that you have built up against these people, man. It's so much easier to forgive and protect your energy that way. Forgive, let it go. But trust. Best believe I'm putting up boundaries. Best believe I'm prioritizing myself in a healthy manner. And you've shown your true colors. If this resonated with you, make sure you like the video. Again, guys, I'm trying to release videos weekly. I had to downsize the mic equipment. I'm a little devastated about that. The podcasting just was not working out at this point, but that's all right because I want to push out content. I have a message to share, and I'm realizing that I can't be a perfectionist about everything when there is so many people that are hungry for this information. So as always, make sure you stay frosty, baby.